how can you tell me that we have gold, we have diamond, now we have oil, but yet somehow, for some strange reason, we're not seeing the product of those natural resources.
I feel like more persons will be employed in different areas.
We have a problem in Guyana with management. We have so much here, and people here are struggling. I want to see the government use the oil in a way that 15 to 20 years or 40 years from now, we're going to probably say, we found oil and we're benefiting from it.
You just heard from the people of Guyana about their feelings on this new oil discovery that's worth many multiples of Guyana's current GDP. The question many of them are asking is, will this new oil discovery filter down to the average citizen in Guyana? This Marriott just behind me opened maybe 1 or 2 years ago, and it actually could be a symbol of what is to come in Guyana in terms of international development, highway infrastructure, if the oil resources are put to good use. Guyana's Oil and Gas Association was started in 2016, and one of its missions is to ensure that benefits of the oil find reach all. I had an opportunity to speak to the chairman, Bobby Gosai Jr., at his offices in Georgetown, Guyana, at 7 degrees north and 58 degrees west. What is GOGA?
GOGA is an organization that is seeking to work with both public and private organizations, international organizations, the donor community, to see how best Guyanese and Guyanese companies, as well as the stakeholders who are involved from the international community, can benefit in a very sustainable manner.
Where do you see employment levels going from this?
The peak of employment is, for Exxon operations, probably going to reach about 3,000 persons. But then it's going to plateau and then it's going to come down once production starts flowing.
How is it going to affect, in your mind, GDP growth?
Okay. Even if the oil price drops below $50, over the next 20 plus 4, or 30 or 40 years, our GDP will change 10 times over. That's the worth of what Exxon has for Guyana. It's a world find.
What do you see in, let us say, 10 years, and what do you see in 20 years for Guyana?
We would like to see improvement in our social welfare programs as it relates to education and healthcare. In 20 years from now, we would want to see a thriving economy. We would want to see Guyana as the breadbasket of the Caribbean.
Your organization, I mean, as much as you say a while ago, you want to see the social welfare of the country improve, you are a consortium, you said, of manufacturers, food suppliers, forestry suppliers. It's all business, it seems. And here it is. People are, their livelihoods, of course, depend on the environment to a large extent, especially in this country. So what are you guys doing? Because right now it seems to me that the business interests with this group are being protected.
The environment is very important. It is of paramount importance to the growth and development of this country. As an organization, our membership will include not just business people. It will include those who are from the non-governmental sectors and those who have a keen interest in the environment.
But they don't right now. That's the point.
Right now,
that's the point. That's the point. So it lets you know where the priorities lie.
That's true.
And so right now it seems to the average person watching this that it's an organization to protect business interests. That's how it seems.
But I'm making it clear that we are moving to have environmental personnel, environmental organizations be part of our business.
This is something that I read about some of your own members, including yourself, in the papers recently, where you were basically accused of some forgery issues by an audit firm, and another member, he was also in some either conflict of interest situation. How are you going to assure Guyanese that you really do have their best interests at heart?
On my own accord, I did issue various statements to explain what did happen, and after that was done, we saw that it was just a sensationalization of something that happened in a manner which was not necessarily reported accurately. I think the Guyanese people are smart. They know the integrity of the people who are in this organization, and I think they trust that the persons who are working for this organization will have the interests of the Guyanese people at heart as well.
I'm not so sure. I don't get a sense that Guyana trusts that the people who are making decisions on their behalf are really making the best decisions for them. And in fact, if you look at the Transparency International Corruption Perception Index, Guyana has a long way to go when it comes to cleaning up its act. So when you say that the Guyanese are smart people, I get the sense, just speaking to them on the road, that they're smart and they know that there's a lot of fishy stuff going on in this country.
And they also know that with the recent change in government and with new players on the political arena, that they also have to see how that plays out as well.
Yes, they are hopeful about what the new government is doing.
To some extent, they do give the benefit of the doubt. The attention is now on us as an organization to make sure that we are very, very much clear and very true and fair in what we do.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Questions about transparency around Guyana's oil deal have already surfaced. A local publication said the existence of a US $18 million signing bonus paid by Exxon to Guyana in September 2016, which was repeatedly denied by some government ministers, was only disclosed in December 2017 after a letter was leaked to the press showing the government was fully aware of receiving the bonus. The publication quoted President David Granger as saying, "It is not a question of secrecy. Evidence of non-disclosure does not mean there is evidence of any intention of deception." Coming up on 18 Degrees North, Guyana may be poised for a cash windfall. But can this low-skilled country go up against oil giant ExxonMobil?
Exxon has a terrible track record across the world of dealing with countries that are much smaller than the corporation is, and exploiting them to a very high degree.
When we come back from our post-production studio here in Kingston on 18 Degrees North.